Alright, welcome back to Caleb's Table Talking. I'm eager, more believer than and so intrusively, conclusively, delusively excited and eager to welcome our next guest, Breanna Smiley. She is a moment, she is an icon, she is a legend.
Thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh, look at this dress. What are you wearing tonight?
I'm wearing Caleb Ramford, my best friend.
That is so nice. He must be so talented.
He is very much talented.
I heard. So here, we just want to go ahead and jump right into it. First of all, let me ask you, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing great. You look amazing.
Thank you.
Who did the lashes? I can tell you have a new set of lashes. Who did them?
My sister.
Give it up for Breanna Smiley, y'all. Come on now, give it up for Breanna Smiley. She must be an amazing woman.
Thank you so much.
Literacy development. So we're just gonna go ahead and jump right into it. So when did it all begin for you?
Well, I never started talking about literacy development until I got in college.
Right.
It was my first ever English class.
Right.
We was doing our very first paper, which she said was about our development throughout the year.
Yes.
Literacy development.
Right. So I mean,
easiest way to put it.
You have it. Exclusive. You have it here first. Literacy development, everyone.
So starting off back then, I used to have a hard time reading. I used to struggle with, reading.
Right.
As simple as that.
I actually heard about that a little bit in one of your memoirs. I heard about you having an issue with reading, having a hard time keeping up with the words.
Yeah.
That's actually caused a few headlines. So I do want to shed a little light on that. So how have you been able to challenge and assess that issue throughout high school and your academic career just in general?
Well, starting off in elementary school, I had to take a class. It was like, I think used to escort me outside of the regular classroom. Me and a couple other kids, we would go somewhere else and we would do reading tests in these little books.
Right.
Yeah, so basically in the program, they would have me read certain books until I got up to a grade level. Oh, excuse you, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Go on.
So once I got up to grade level, I actually surpassed the grade I was actually supposed to be in. I got up to 8th grade level in my reading.
Mm-hmm.
So ever since then, my reading has really been very, ever since then, my reading has really improved. And I can say once I got to high school, it kind of just went downhill. But not my reading, my writing.
So this would be where if things had kind of got harder for you once you were in high school.
Yeah, I had this teacher. Her name was Miss Schroeder. She was a really lovely lady.
Yes, we've heard a little bit about her. She's actually in the audience.
Hey, Miss Schroeder. Hey.
Woof, woof.
Yes, she has her dogs.
Hey, Jackson.
She's such a lovely lady. I really do love her. It's just 12th grade year.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very big struggle. And I've emailed you about that.
You have, and we actually had that. Yes, you did.
We talked about that.
Talked about that.
Cause I remember telling him it was this one paper, it was my very first paper from her class.
Yes, and you had such a very hard time. You had to redo it a couple of times.
Yeah, I had to redo the paper like 6 times, and
yes.
I really wasn't understanding that.
What it was that needed to be fixed.
Yeah, because six drafts, that's a bit much.
I agree. I'd say maybe about 1 or 2. Things could change in maybe about 2 times after the third is completed, because that's how it was in elementary for me at least. We would have to do 1 draft, then look over maybe 2, then you do the final. But I mean, for people, it's different. I mean, and things can always change. So 6, it may seem a lot, in which I do think that's a big number. But sometimes maybe that's just what they want out of you because they expect the best for you.
But the thing was, it was for college applications. She had me redo the same paper 6 times. and it was for a college application. And she told me once I wrote the first time is that was not what they would want. And how would she know that?
But let me ask you, with that, the essays that you were sending these schools to, did you get accepted?
No.
And there you have it.
Yeah, it was very traumatic, might I add.
So maybe you needed a seventh draft. Maybe it was all those drafts to help you out.
I don't think so. I think it really messed me up, especially with my writing. It really made my liking, because I never really loved writing, to be honest.
Right. Like most people.
It ruined my liking towards the subject. It really just dwindled. But once I got to college, everything changed.
Yes, and that right there, give it up for her.
But yeah, once I got to college, everything just changed. First of all, when I got to college, I was very nervous, especially for my first English class. I was so nervous about what my first paper was gonna be, because I've always heard bad stuff about college essays and papers. But once I met my teacher, I was like, wow, this is a really amazing lady. And I would like to do a shout out to Dr. Myers. Yes, give it up.
Give it up for Dr.
She's such a lovely lady. She's such a wonderful teacher. The very first day of class, once I got there, the first thing she said, eyes. Eyes will definitely be in your papers. And I was like, wow, this is something I was definitely not expecting.
Right, because after a while they tell you that if you speak in first person, it's wrong.
Yeah. So not being able to do that all throughout high school, even a paper that was supposed to be in first person about yourself,
right.
No eyes.
I definitely relate, because I went through that as well, so I feel you on every level.
Yeah, it was hard. And coming to college and experiencing something like this, it was like eye-opener, game changer, something I've never done before.
Because it makes you feel what's really true. You have people in this side of your ear telling you one thing, and you have people up here telling you another thing, going against what they're telling you. So it's like, what's really true? So I think it's just best to meet in the middle, to understand, because everybody can't be wrong. You know what I'm saying? So I really find that interesting about you. So how did you succumb issue that struggle for you?
Well, really, I got over it with our first paper, literacy development.
Literacy development. You had it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, it's in the name of the title, literacy development. How my literacy has changed over the years. It has really grown in progress to the point where I really actually started liking writing now. Ever since that first paper, we've only done 3 papers in class, but ever since the first paper, my liking towards writing has been so much better, and writing has come so much easier to me.
Yes, and that's the important part. That's the takeaway, and that's why I'm so happy and so proud of all you accomplished, and
thank you.
All the success you've reached, and all the pinnacles, and all the other things that you're gonna reach in life. I'm so excited. I'm so happy to see what's gonna come for the following years.
Thank you so much. It's really been a blessing. I've really enjoyed my very first semester here at college.
Yes.
Especially my very first English class. Shout out to Dr. Myers. She's a lovely lady.
As you should.
It's just, I really enjoyed it.
Okay, well, it was nice having you.
It was nice having you too. I enjoyed being on your show. Thanks for having me.
Of course. I can't wait to see you again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Nice seeing you.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. That's it for Table Talk tonight. Yes.
But not just me. How has things gone for you with your writing?
Well, selling out millions of books, so I'm doing great.
I love that.
Yes.
I really do. I'm so proud of your accomplishments.
I must say, growing up through school, reading and writing was not much of a struggle for me. So I kind of always was a bit proficient in writing. That is, of course. So, for some, it's a struggle. For some, it's not. Either you get it or you don't first try. And that's always okay. I've been fortunate enough to assess and help others who have a harder time. So, we just want to start the foundation. Dreamers do write.
I love that foundation.
Yes.
I just donated to them
Yes.
3 days ago.
Yeah, so we just started the foundation, and it's basically a foundation in which we go to schools throughout the country in different counties and stuff, and we find students who are struggling, and, we